You'll already know that a string is defined with quotation marks, but there's a lot more things we haven't spoken about yet. You can use single, double, or triple quotes. The type you want depends on what formatting you want. Most of the time, you probably use double quotes, which is great if you want something like this. You could also use triple quotes, which will print exactly as it is typed, just like this. The most common use for a triple quote is for a doc string, a short summary at the beginning of a function or class that will describe what it is, any parameters it takes, and what it returns. It can also be used if the string you're interested in has single and double quotation marks. Escape characters. If you want a character in a string to have a special treatment, precede it with a backslash. This is also known as an escape character. If you want to use a single or double quote as part of the string, but have already used them to define the string, you can add a backslash like this, so it's not used to mark the end of the string. You can also use \n for a new line and \t for a tab. If you want to use the text \n or \t as part of your string, you just add another backslash to the beginning of it. String operators. Some of the built-in operators work with strings, but not in the way you might expect. You can use a plus to concatenate strings, which is sticking them together. Strings can be repeated with an asterisk, and can be tested for size with greater than or less than operators. Here we have two strings we'd like to concatenate, so we just add them together. Note that there is no space at the end of the string, so there is no space when they are stuck together. To repeat a string, you can do this. You can concatenate and repeat together using brackets just like this. With numbers, it's obvious what the smallest and largest ones are, but it's less clear when we're talking about characters or strings. The ordering of characters in Python is as follows. Letters at the beginning of the alphabet are smaller than letters at the end, so a capital A is smaller than a capital Z. Capital letters come before lowercase letters, so capital Y and capital Z are both smaller than lowercase a. Digits are smaller than letters, so 5 is less than lowercase a. And most punctuation comes before digits and letters. The exception are curly brackets and the pipe character, which are larger than letters. To determine which of two strings is larger, you can use the greater than or equal to, less than or less than or equal to operators. String methods. For methods used on strings, we type the string followed by a dot and then the name of the method. Inside the brackets we can pass anything that the method needs. For example, we could count the number of recurrences of the letter T in this text. And there are 8 of them. We can also test the content of a string, which will return either true or false. The syntax for this is the string you want to find the keyword in, followed by the string. For example, my string equals hippopotamus. Then we can say hippo in my string, which will give true. You can do exactly the opposite by placing the keyword not in front of the keyword in. Two other methods for a string are starts with and ends with. You pass in the string you're looking for at the start or end of the string, and this will return either true or false. We can also convert most data types into a string. We do this by casting, which can be done by passing the data into the constructor of the string class. And we get true because it starts with 1, 2, 3 as a string. To sort a list of strings, we can use the sort method for lists, just like this. And they are ordered according to the first letter of each word. Indexing and slicing. Indexing will find a specific element of the string, a character in this case. Slicing will allow you to find more than one element. Square brackets and a number are used for indexing. 0 will give the first index, 1 will give the second, 2 the third, and so on. In this example, we will get the characters I, a space, and the letter A. Slicing also uses square brackets, but there are two numbers separated by a colon. These are the start and end values. The start value is kept, but the end one is not. In this example, we will get the M, the space, an A, a space, and the S. If you want to slice from some point to the end of the string, you can just leave this number after the colon blank, like this. You can also go from the start to some index by leaving the space before the colon blank, like this. If you want to get every other or every third element, you can add a step with another colon and a third number. In this example, we'll get 2, 4, 6. You can also use negative indexing, where -1 is the last element, -2 is the second to last, -3 is the third to last, and so on. The first element will still be 0 though. Specifying a negative step will reverse the string. Formatting strings. To include data in a string, all you have to do is add an F before you open the quotation marks. You can then use curly brackets to add any data you like. In this example, we have an int 123, and if we want to add that to the string, we add an F before the quotation marks and put my int inside the curly brackets. You don't just have to use an int, you could use any data type you like so long as it can be formatted as a string. That's it for our deep dive into strings. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, check out our other videos. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for updates. Happy coding!